Hey guys, you're in the studio with Luke once again from GuitarIQ.com. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm talking all about guitar effects. Now, I've predominantly been using stomp boxes or individual guitar pedals in my own playing. I've certainly been an advocate for them over the years, and I've had a lot of experience with them. But having said all that, I came across this unit by TC Electronic. It's a multi-effects unit, and what interested me particularly about this unit was the claim that it's a hybrid unit between digital effects with analog overdrive and distortion. So I was really interested to get one of these in the studio to have a bit of a play around with, and it kind of got me thinking about the topic of multi-effects versus stomp boxes or individual guitar pedals. Is one type better than the other? What are the pros and cons, and where should you be spending your money? Now for me, in any discussion on multi-effects units versus individual guitar pedals, there's kind of three elements that come to mind, and they are price, versatility, and tone. So firstly, price is obviously going to be a big factor for a lot of people, and it's really going to depend, as you would expect, on the specific pieces of gear that you're actually looking at. But in general, we can say that with multi-effects units, if you compare what you're getting to how much it would cost to put those effects together individually, then stomp boxes usually represent a more significant investment, especially when you take into account needing good quality patch cables, having to ensure that everything's powered correctly, and then needing some kind of pedal board to actually house everything. So the second thing to think about is versatility. Both options are actually quite versatile, but just in very different ways. With individual stomp boxes, you kind of have a completely blank slate to start from in terms of designing your pedal board. You're not limited to a particular type of sound or a particular brand, and you really have a huge amount of options out there to choose from. With multi-effects units, as we just mentioned, you generally expect to get more to play with for the price, and you also have the huge bonus of being able to save out different presets for different songs. Of course, the other thing to think about in terms of versatility is the actual size and weight of both alternatives. Pedal boards can get big and heavy, whereas multi-effects units are usually compact and don't quite have the same problems. So lastly, we come to tone. So at least theoretically, with individual guitar pedals, they're usually designed to do one thing, and so hopefully they're able to do that one thing well. Once you find a guitar pedal that you like the sound of, it's usually pretty straightforward to dial in a tone that you're happy with. You can obviously pinpoint the exact effects that you want on your pedal board, and you also have complete control over the order of those effects in your signal path. With digital multi-effects, they can sound a little more processed and less organic than analog effects. This is especially true when it comes to things like overdrive and distortion. That can also make it a little bit more difficult to get in there and find those tones that you're actually looking for, because you're searching through menus and tweaking presets and so forth. But the benefit of that is they often do give you more control over the exact parameters that you're trying to adjust, and this can make it a little bit easier to set up more elaborate and interesting sounding effect combinations. So what's the actual verdict here? After having gone through all of that, I'm not actually really trying to push one alternative over another. I definitely think there's room for both, but the way you use your effects will determine which will be most beneficial for you. If, in all honesty, there's only really a few key elements that you're looking for in your signal chain, then there's no point spending money on additional features that you're not going to use. And individual stomp boxes are going to give you a massive amount of choice in terms of price and tone. On the other hand, if you are wanting to access a wide range of effects quickly and easily, and you don't mind searching through presets and menus to find those tones that you're looking for, then a good quality multi-effects unit will give you more options to work with. So that was just a basic overview of some of the main elements to think about. Remember, tone, what are the sounds that you're looking for? Versatility, how are you planning to use those sounds in your playing? And price, at the end of the day, what's a realistic budget that you're working with? Hopefully the answer to those three questions are going to point you in the right direction. We could go into a lot more detail here, so I'm really keen to hear what you guys think. If this video has helped you out, then click on the like button or leave some feedback. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content if you haven't already. Also make sure you check out the website GuitarIQ.com. All of the links for everything are going to be in the description below, including the other places that you can check the channel out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.